Hi guys! Today's video is my go-to makeup look, which, well, as you can see, is super original. Basically what it is just something that I love doing because it's easy and it just, you know, makes my eyes pop. And yeah, I mean, it's very simple, it's very basic, but I like it. So yeah, if you want to see how I do my go-to makeup look with some of my most favorite products, then just keep watching. So I'm starting off with the Urban Decay B6 Vitamin Infused Prep Spray all over my face to prep my skin. And then I go in with the Anti-Redness Nude m.a.c CC Cream by L'Oreal. And I find that this just gives me such a nice even base. I then use CC Stick in the shade Dark by Max Factor to cover the blue circles under my eyes. And I just really go in there and pack that in. Then I use my trusty Above and Beyond Concealer in the shade Green by NYX just to cover up any blemishes and red spots that I have on my face. But you know there are plenty, so yeah. I went in with the Paint Pot by m.a.c in the shade Soft Ochre. This just gives such a beautiful even base for the eyeshadows to go on top. And I set that base with the Nude Magic BB Powder for light skin tones by L'Oreal. And then I went in with my favorite eyeshadow palette of all, which is the Semi Sweet Eyeshadow Palette by Too Faced. And I used this first shade called Mousse, which is a very beautiful soft brown shade that I just started working in the crease to give my eyes a little depth, just to get that nice transition shade going on. And I'm really working that in the crease and making sure that everything is nice and blended. I then use the Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk by NYX, and this is just such a beautiful thing to use if you want to brighten up those shimmery shades even more. And that's why I'm only using it on the sort of first half of my eyelids, because I'm going to go in with a darker shade in the outer corners anyway. And then I'm going in with the shade Butter Pecan, which is a stunning golden, kind of slightly peachy, shimmery shade. And this just really makes my eyes pop and stand out. And now I'm just going in with the same blending brush that we used in the beginning, and I'm just going over the crease to blend everything together. And then I went in with the more dark shade called Cocoa Chili, and I'm just kind of slowly building up the color in the outer V, trying to create this V shape and just building the color, just trying to get the shape correct. And then I'm going in with the same fluffy brush that we used in the crease just to blend out the edges and make everything nice and seamless. And then I'm going back in to intensify that color, just to give some more depth and dimension to the eyes. And we're going back into the shade Mousse just to add some extra sort of light brown to the crease, because I felt it was lacking it a little bit, so I just went back in and added some more, as you do. And now I'm taking the shade Pudding, which is this more cold tone brown, whilst the Cocoa Chili one is a bit more warm and slightly shimmery. This one is matte and it's a lot darker and cold dark, as I said. So yeah, I just added that, and now I'm blending everything together again with the same old crease brush that we used before. And now I'm going back in with the shade Butter Pecan because we blended some of the intensity away. And that's it for the eyeshadows. Now we're going in with the Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Black Fever by Essence, and I'm just using that to tight line. And then I'm curling my lashes because God knows I need it. And then I went on top with the Super Volume Mascara in the shade Black by The Body Shop, and just giving my lashes a few nice coats. And now, as you can see, I have magically got my lashes on as well. I just put them on off camera. They're the same lashes that I talked about in my favorites video. They are the LA Splash Hollywood 5-pair kit, and these ones in particular in the style Nikki. So anyway, I am using the Luminous Look Foundation by Giorgio Armani in the shade 3. Now I know that I look super pale when I'm putting it on my face, and it looks like I'm making myself into a ghost. But in reality, I swear to God, it's just the weird lighting thing again. It didn't look pale whatsoever. It actually looked very close to my skin tone. I got my face covered and then I went through my brows with the spoolie, and then I used the Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Medium Brown by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm just carving out my brows and just making them a bit more fuller and defined. And then I went in with the Wake Me Up Concealer in the shade Ivory by Rimmel just to clean up under my brows, since I messed up a little bit, but it's okay. After that, I'm going in with the Brow Artist Plumper in the shade Medium/Dark by L'Oreal, just to kind of set my brow hairs in place. And then the good old combination of the Rimmel's Wake Me Up Concealer in Ivory and Collections Lasting Perfection Concealer in the shade Fair. And I'm just doing this kind of triangular shape under my eyes and feathering it out, you guys know. And then I'm putting it on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, on the cupid's bow, and on the chin, just the slightest bit as well. And then I'm blending out everything with my good old Real Techniques brush. Just really patting that in to get the full coverage. And I'm setting the whole thing in place using the Bare Minerals concealer in the shade Well Rested. And then I used the same BB powder from L'Oreal that I used to set my eye base. And I'm just going over all the areas where I put concealer just to set them and make them, you know, not crease. And then I'm using the Camouflage Cream Concealer in the shade Ivory by Catrice, just on the areas, you know, that was still visible after the foundation. And now I'm using the Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Say Highlight by Essence. And I'm just putting that in my waterline to make my eyes appear a bit bigger. And then I went back in the shade Cocoa Chili. I'm just kind of dabbing that under my eyes, focusing on the outer corners. And then with the shade Mousse, I'm just blending everything out under my eyes with a fluffy blending brush. I'm using the shades Coconut Cream and Butter Pecan, and I'm mixing those two together, and I'm just applying that under my brow bone and in the inner corners of my eyes to make those areas, you know, pop even more. And then I'm using the Super Volume Mascara again on my bottom lashes as well. Now it's time for highlighter, and I'm using the Manizer Sisters Trio, that little collection thingy. And I'm just putting that on my cheekbones and down the bridge of my nose and on my cupid's bow, which are the usual areas, as you all know. And then I'm going in with the Highlight and Contour Palette by NYX, and I'm using the shades 6 and 7, mixing them together. These are very nice, these cool toned ashy browns, and I'm just using them to contour my face just the slightest bit. And then to give some warmth to the face, I use the Soulmates Blushing Bronzer. It's the Curry and Big one by Too Faced, and I'm just going over the whole face, kind of. And then I use the Baked Blush in the shade Luminosa by Milani, which is this beautiful peachy, glowy kind of blush. And I went back in with the bronzer brush that we used earlier just to mix everything together. And finally, I'm finishing off the lips with the Lingerie Liquid Lipstick by NYX in the shade Baby Doll. And it's this beautiful nude pink, so it just went absolutely amazingly with this look. And finally, it's just time to set everything in place. So I'm using the m.a.c Fix Plus setting spray, and we are done. So I hope you like this makeup look. It is definitely one of my favorite ones to do, and if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can see my videos next time. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!